Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered if we really are alone in the universe? For centuries, people have speculated about the possibility of extraterrestrial life, with the idea that other beings from different worlds had visited our planet. But what if there's more to the story than we've imagined? What if really ancient civilizations, like the Egyptians, had direct contact with these beings and gained advanced knowledge and technology that was lost to us over time? The idea of ancient extraterrestrials and the influence on human history is not new, but recently it has gained popularity again, thanks to various books and documentaries that thoroughly explore this subject. While many scholars dismiss these theories as pseudoscience and fantasy, there are a number of researchers and authors who believe there is more to ancient Egypt's past than we have been taught. One of the most intriguing aspects of this theory is the connection between the ancient Egyptians and the Sirius star system. The Egyptians were known for their advanced knowledge of astronomy and are believed to be the first civilization to map the stars with great accuracy. But what if their knowledge of the stars went beyond mere observation and they actually had contact with beings from another world who imparted this knowledge to them? In this video, we will go beyond what we know to be true and will consider the mystery of the alien civilization and Sirius in ancient Egypt. The conspiracy theories. When we think of ancient Egypt, we usually picture pyramids, mummies, and intricate hieroglyphs. But is there more to this ancient civilization than what we have studied? What if, as some conspiracy theories suggest, the Egyptians were actually in contact with extraterrestrial life forms that helped them to build their impressive structures and develop their knowledge of the stars and the universe? One of the most popular conspiracy theories related to ancient Egypt is the idea that the pyramids and other structures were built using advanced extraterrestrial technology obtained from beings from another world, and the knowledge that was acquired by the ancient Egyptians was lost for us over time. This theory is supported by a number of interesting and intriguing pieces of evidence, including the exact measurements of the pyramids and their alignment with certain stars and constellations. Proponents of the theory that the pyramids and other structures were built using advanced extraterrestrial technology argue that it's impossible for the ancient Egyptians to have built these massive structures without some outside help, and that the accuracy and alignment of the pyramids with the stars and constellations suggests that the builders they had advanced knowledge of astronomy. One of the most popular pieces of evidence to support the theory is the so-called granite plug. The granite plug is a large block of granite located in a tunnel under the Pyramid of Khufu, also known as the Great Pyramid. The block is estimated to weigh around 25 tons and is located in a narrow passage that leads to the main burial chamber. The passage is so narrow that it would be nearly impossible for a human to move the block into place, leading some to speculate that it was placed there using advanced technology. Another interesting piece of evidence is the so-called Baghdad Battery, which we told you about in our previous video. The Baghdad Battery is a set of 3 artifacts discovered in Iraq in the 1930s. The artifacts consist of a terracotta vessel, a copper cylinder, and an iron rod. Some researchers believe that these artifacts were used to create electricity. Although this evidence is intriguing, it is not widely accepted. Many argue that the accuracy and arrangements of the pyramids can be explained by the advanced knowledge and skills of the ancient Egyptians, and there's no need to seek extraterrestrial help. The researchers. Over the years, several researchers and authors have delved into conspiracy theories related to ancient Egypt and extraterrestrial life. These people devoted themselves to discovering evidence to support the idea that the ancient Egyptians had contact with beings from other worlds, and their knowledge and technology were influenced by them. One of the most prominent researchers in this field is Robert K. G. Temple, a British author and historian who has written extensively about the mysteries of ancient Egypt and other ancient civilizations. In his book, The Sirius Riddle, Temple explores the idea that the ancient Egyptians were visited by extraterrestrial beings from the Sirius star system who imparted advanced knowledge and technology to them. He suggests that the ancient Egyptians worshipped the star Sirius because it was the home of these extraterrestrial beings. Temple argued that the true purpose of these pyramids was to serve as beacons to guide these beings to Earth. According to him, the pyramids were built to be landing markers or signposts for the ships of the visitors, and possibly as sources of energy for them. Temple writes in his book, "There are many aspects of the ancient world that can only be explained by the hypothesis that extraterrestrial visitors came to Earth and taught people the basics of civilization." According to him, elements of ancient civilizations that are difficult to explain using traditional, historical, and archaeological approaches are due to extraterrestrial visitors who shared their knowledge with human beings. He continues, "Now is the time to realize that ancient mythological stories and religious beliefs are not the product of human imagination, but are based on actual experiences of extraterrestrial visitors." The gods of the Egyptians were actually extraterrestrial beings who visited our planet thousands of years ago. Temple argued that the stories and beliefs of ancient civilizations were not simply made up of humans, but were based on actual experiences with extraterrestrial beings. These beings have had a profound influence on the development of human religion and mythology. According to him, the gods of ancient Egyptian mythology were not just imaginary deities, but were actually extraterrestrial beings who visited Earth in the distant past. He believes that these creatures are responsible for many of the achievements of the ancient Egyptian civilization. The evidence that the Egyptians had contact with Sirius is irrefutable, he shares. Temple cites evidence from ancient Egyptian texts and artwork to support his belief that the ancient Egyptians had contact with the Sirius star system. He considers this contact as a key factor in their development of their civilization in his book, to which we will leave a link to the description of this video. Another famous author in this field is Erich von Däniken, a Swiss writer and researcher who's best known for his book Chariot of the Gods, which has sold over 70 million copies worldwide. The book is considered a classic in the field of ancient astronaut theory. Däniken claims that the ancient Egyptians and other ancient civilizations were in contact with extraterrestrial beings from other worlds, who helped them build their impressive structures and develop their knowledge. According to Däniken, the Egyptian pyramids, like other ancient ruins, are the result of the existence of higher civilization that was on Earth. Däniken writes, "It's not that the Egyptians couldn't have built these pyramids, they just couldn't have built them in the way they did, with such precision and complexity without some outside help." He finds support in many other pieces of evidence, such as ancient artwork and artifacts, in which he points to the presence of images and extraterrestrial beings and spaceships. It also notes the discovery of ancient artifacts that appear to be made of materials not found on Earth. Däniken states, "The evidence is there if you just know where to look, and it all points to the conclusion that we've been visited by extraterrestrials in the past." Graham Hancock, a British writer and journalist, is another author who explores the mysteries of ancient Egypt and the possibilities of extraterrestrial life. In his book, Footprints of the Gods, he explores the idea that the pyramids and other ancient structures were built using knowledge and technology that was passed down from much older and more advanced civilization. He argues that the ancient Egyptians could not have had the skills and tools to build these structures on their own, and the evidence points to the involvement of more advanced civilization. According to Hancock, the Great Pyramid, as we see it, is a masterpiece of precise engineering. Its architects understood the properties of basalt and granite, and how these materials interact with water. They were able to cut and shape them with incredible precision. Hancock also suggests that carvings and inscriptions found in ancient Egyptian temples and tombs depict beings that resemble modern astronauts, further evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Zecharia Sitchin is an American author and scholar, perhaps best known for his book, The 12th Planet, which proposes the idea that ancient Sumerian texts describe a race of beings known as the Anunnaki, who came to Earth from the planet Nibiru. You can find a detailed video about this in our channel. According to Sitchin, the Anunnaki were responsible for teaching advanced knowledge and technology to ancient civilizations. He suggests that the ancient Egyptians learned from the Anunnaki, and that is why their knowledge and technology were at such a high level. According to him, the Anunnaki taught the Sumerians everything they knew about agriculture, medicine, mathematics, and astronomy. The theories proposed by Temple, Denikin, Hancock, and Sitchin are intriguing, but they are not widely accepted. However, these authors have provided evidence to support their claims, which has included the precise measurements and construction techniques of the pyramids, as well as the depiction of advanced technology and creatures in ancient art, emphasizing the presence of unexplained anomalies in the ancient structures. Critics of these theories point out that the ancient Egyptians had the knowledge and tools necessary to build the pyramids and other structures, and the involvement of extraterrestrial beings is not necessary to explain their construction. For example, it is claimed that the pyramids were built using ramps and rollers, and the Egyptians generally had advanced knowledge of astronomy and mathematics. Despite the counter-arguments, the theories proposed by the four authors continue to capture the imagination of many people. Many of the arguments advanced by these researchers are based on interpretations of ancient texts, artwork, and artifacts rather than the concrete evidence of actual contact. However, the scientific method requires that claims be verified by empirical evidence, a process that is not always possible when it comes to theories about the distant past. Despite the lack of acceptance by the scientific world, the hypothesis proposed by Temple, Denikin, Hancock, and Sitchin offer an interesting and alternative perspective on the achievements of ancient civilizations and provide a framework for exploring the possibility of extraterrestrial life and advanced technology. Although the controversial and unproven, they continue to inspire curiosity and wonder and challenge our understanding of the world and our place in it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.